there, this is Datila with 3 Years of Wrestling, bringing the It's Wrestling Time post show. And for tonight, I will be reviewing AEW Forbidden Door. Alright, so let's start off with the buy-in. Like, tonight's show was really awesome. Like, there were so many good matches, and I'd say at least two decent matches. But let's start off with this buy-in. So the buy-in kicked off with Aaron Solo and QT Marshall versus YOSHI-HASHI and Goto. This is my first time ever watching YOSHI-HASHI and Goto. I don't watch New Japan, so I went into this show definitely with an open mind. And I have to say, this was a great way to kick off the buy-in. I was really, really impressed by Goto and by YOSHI-HASHI. So, like, during this match, QT Marshall and Aaron Solo tried to distract the referee so that they could take advantage of this match. I think one of my favorite spots in this match was the double hits to Solo. Michael 101 was saying QT Marshall and Aaron Solo yawn. I actually really like this match. I really like the double hits to Solo and to Marshall. That corkscrew kick to Yoshi and then the cutter that Marshall hit to him. I thought that was a really cool spot. And then Aaron Solo got isolated by Goto and Hashi. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was super impressed by them. I definitely might consider checking out New Japan Pro Wrestling after this pay-per-view. I do try to keep up with the major stuff going on in New Japan, but I don't really watch it. Okay. So Goto and Hashi were victorious, and I felt like that was a great call. It was a really good match. Then we had Lance Archer versus Nick Comoroto. Another good match. Nick Comoroto and Lance Archer were really going at it. I mean, Lance Archer came into the match with a freaking cannonball, for Christ's sake. He didn't actually come in with a cannonball, but he hit Nick Comoroto with a cannonball. I really like that elbow to the face of Nick Comoroto. Oh my god, I think my favorite spot in this match was when Lance Archer, he walked on the ropes to the middle of the ropes, and then he did that moonsault to Comoroto. And then Comoroto fired back with the power slam. And then ultimately in the end, Lance Archer was victorious. So two back-to-back bangers to kick off on the buy-in. So really good choices. So then we had forgive me if I mispronounce his name. Yoshi Kanemaru and Desperado. It was an awesome match. Yeah, definitely. Ed Desperado and Kanemaru versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Oh my god, we need to get a one-on-one match with Ed Desperado and Swerve Strickland. The preview that we got during this match, incredible and amazing. I really wanted to see a singles match between them. I really hope we see it in the future. It was a really, really great spots that they had. I really like that when Desperado did a spinebuster to Swerve Strickland. I really like when Kanemaru had a Keith Lee in the figure 4, and then Desperado next to him put Swerve Strickland in a hold. Oh, but in the end, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland were victorious, and then Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs come out, referring to themselves as Michael Jordan and Pippen. I think I kind of don't get the reference. If somebody that watches sports watching this can explain the reference to me, I would really appreciate that. But Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland calling themselves Shaq and Kobe. So I guess it's supposed to be a basketball reference. So I guess their feud isn't over. So we'll see where it goes from here. The Gunn Club and Max Caster versus the LA Dojo guys from New Japan. And I have to say, I really liked when Dan Townsend played the Ass Boys theme. It seemed like it was a remix of their dad's Mr. Ass's theme song. At least that's what I thought. But I have to say, this match was arguably the weakest match of the entire buy-in. And I'm glad it went last, because if you would have started the buy-in with this match, it probably would have left a sour taste in my mouth. I probably would have been like, yeah, I don't feel like watching the rest of the buy-in. So I'm really glad this match went on last. Like I said, the weakest of 3. Billy Gunn surprisingly still got it. Yeah, definitely. I still say he still got it. Scottie Pippen played with Jordan on the Chicago Bulls during the run in the 90s. Why did the crowd boo when Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs call themselves Jordan and Pippen? Is it because they left? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with my sports stuff here, people. All right. So overall, I'm not going to rate the buy-in. I think I'm going to wait and rate the whole pay-per-view, because I'm going to count it and all. That match smelled of AEW Dark. Yeah, it definitely did. Like I said, weakest match on the whole buy-in. But, that's just my opinion. All right, so Forbidden Door, one of the most anticipated pay-per-views, the first time ever AEW meets New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it kicked off with an Incredibles Trios tag match. It was Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, and Minoru Suzuki versus Wheeler Yuta, Eddie Kingston, and Umino. The winner got an advantage at Blood and Guts. Let me see. One positive on the show. No Marina Shafir Yama. Oh my God. I guess you can say with that stipulation, I feel like it would have been obvious that Jericho and his crew would have won, because why would the faces need an advantage at Blood and Guts? So I guess it makes sense if that advantage goes to a heel. Okay. So even before the start of the match, a brawl breaks out and there's chaos everywhere. Wheeler Yuta was all over Chris Jericho. Eddie Kingston got sent into the steel steps. That drop kick to the chest of Guevara by Umino, impressive. First time seeing Umino too. Again, I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, so I was really impressed by a lot of the wrestlers that I saw on this card tonight. Eddie Kingston and Minoru Suzuki going back and forth with those chest chops. Oh my God. And then Chris Jericho and Minoru Suzuki double teaming on Eddie Kingston. So, like I said, I was really impressed by Umino in this match. This is my first time seeing him. I really like that avalanche power slam that he did to Chris Jericho during the match. And then he hit him with a spine buster. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough. And Jericho and Minoru Suzuki got the win. So that means that the Jericho Appreciation Society has an advantage going into Blood and Guts. What a great match. Those chops from Suzuki were hard hitting. Yeah, they definitely were. And it's not, and I like Minoru Suzuki. It's not the first time I see him wrestle. Obviously, you guys know he wrestled at All Out last year, and he also had a brief stint in he did a brief stint in Impact too. So he had an incredible match against Josh Alexander. So that was impressive. Okay. Then to the second match of the night. It was a winner-take-all match. It was Roppongi Vice versus FTR versus the United Empire. And it was winner-take-all because both the AAA tag team titles and the ROH tag team titles and the IWGP tag titles were all on the line. Guevara hit an amazing shooting star press. Yeah, he did. It was an incredible shooting star press. Oh, right. So I don't know. I didn't catch it, but somehow Dax got taken out of this match because he came back and he had the tape all over him, and then he leveled a Great Khan. Roppongi Vice went after Jeff Cobb. I really like that Jeff Cobb did that standing moonsault to Trent. And, ultimately, in the end, FTR, they did the big rig to Romero, and they ended up winning this contest. So now they have 3 tag titles. All they're missing is the AEW tag titles. Actually, I would be surprised if they go to Impact and try to get the Impact tag titles too. But impressive match. So the pay-per-view started off strong with 2 great back-to-back matches. up to this point, so far, the match of my least favorite was the Gun Club and Max Caster versus the LA Dojo guys. Okay. So then we had the All Atlantic Championship match. It was a fatal four-way. It was Clark Connors versus Pac versus Malachi Black versus Miro. Sorry. So this was one of the matches that unfortunately suffered due to an injury. Tomohiro Ishii was originally supposed to be on this match, but he did injured his left knee and was not medically cleared to compete. New Japan released a statement saying that he sustained a left knee injury and it was not medically cleared to compete, unfortunately. So he was replaced by Clark Connors. I was a bit disappointed because I wanted to see Ishii versus Miro, and I feel like we were robbed of seeing that, and we would have definitely gotten hints of Miro versus Ishii, which would when it happens, if it happens, is going to be a banger of a match. But Clark Connors really stepped up, and he was a suitable replacement for Ishii. He hit Miro through that table. FTR really need to win the NWA World Tag Titles before they retire, because all the comparisons they get into Ann Anderson and Tully Blanchard. It'd be interesting if they do eventually. So Connors ended up going head to head with Miro. So it seemed like they had a bit of a rivalry going on throughout this whole match. But then Miro did save Connors from Malachi Black, and then he went after Miro again. At one point, Miro and Malachi Black stare at each other, and then they finally go at it after they work together to stomp on Pac. And then Connors, like I said, Clark Connors was really impressed me during this match. That's for sure. Miro, oh my god, there's this one spot that I really, really liked. It had all of the guys. They were in this type of they were all stacked on top of each other. And then Miro just kind of came in. He slid under and he slammed everybody down. That was a really cool spot. Malachi Black spitting the mist to Miro, and Pac with the 450 splash to Malachi Black. And Pac ended up winning after he put Clark Connors in a submission hold. So really impressive. Really impressed by Clark Connors. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. He really impressed me during this match. So overall, good match. I feel like Penta would have been in this match. We probably would have taken a Malachi Black spot. But Andrade revealed that the AAA wrestlers who are of Mexican descent could not compete in New Japan. I don't know why. We were all full thinking Miro was winning this. I thought this would be his time to win a title, but Pac winning it was cool. Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was Pac's moment to win this match. All right, so Dudes with Attitude versus the Bullet Club. So this is a match also suffered a change, and it was because I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but Hiromu Takahashi got a fever. Unfortunately, he could not make it to America. AEW tweeting this out prior last week. So, because this was originally supposed to be the Young Bucks, Ed Fantasma or ELP, and Hikuleo versus Dudes with Attitude, which was Sting, Darby Allin, and it was supposed to be Takashi and Shingo. But like I said, Takashi had a fever and could not make it to America. So this ended up being the Young Bucks and ELP versus Dudes with Attitude. So this match starts off with Sting being a no-show. So they play his song and he doesn't come out. And I kind of think to myself, did he get attacked backstage? We didn't see a backstage segment. Did he get injured? Last minute injury? What happened here? So as the Bullet Club was coming out, the lights go out. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, oh, what's going on here? Is somebody... it didn't occur to my mind that it was going to be Sting. I just kind of thought, did something happen to Sting? And now this is his replacement. Homeboy, the lights come out, Homeboy jumps off the entrance, taking out the Bullet Club. At his age, he's doing cross bodies. Very Like, it's not the first time he does something like this, but it was still a really cool moment in the show. And so this all happened before the start of the match. I thought they would have Sting slide down from the Raptors. I thought that too. Like, paying homage to his old WCW days. Nick Jackson stomped on Darby, and ELP displayed off his strength, his athleticism, but he was doing like all these like little moves, and then like he scratched Darby's back. Matt Jackson also kind of did something similar, and to Darby using that back scratch. I really like that triple drop kick to Darby that ELP and the Young Bucks did. Spider German suplex to Darby, by Darby. Of course, Hikuleo would attack Sting, and I was actually really looking forward to seeing Hikuleo in action. But I'm not surprised Hikuleo was at ringside. I know, and sometimes he is at ringside. I know in Impact Wrestling, when Chris Bay had Hikuleo by his side, he was usually in his corner too. So, but I really wanted to see Hikuleo in action. I'm really glad that I got to see El Fantasma ELP. I actually met ELP when I went to Bound for Glory at last year. Okay. So of course, Hikuleo being accompanied to the ring, he caused a distraction which allowed ELP to low blow Sting. Oh my god. I really like when ELP did the moonsault from the ropes. That was a cool spot. You have to admit it was. And then the triple super kick to Sting, another cool spot. Hikuleo is awesome because he's the son of Haku. Yeah, definitely. Like you could see it. Oh my god. So there is this one spot where the Bucks go for the BTE trigger, but they miss, and ELP does not realize that they miss. And like he grabs ELP by the areola. And like he that hurts. Okay, I don't care if you're male or female, that hurts. But Darby took out Hikuleo with that coffin drop to the outside, and then Shingo would hit the Death Valley Driver to ELP, and he got the win for his team. So Dudes with Attitude won this match. A really good match, if you ask me. So before I move on, we also have found out that Grand Slam, Michael, if you're listening, I don't know, are you going to go to, we're going to have Arthur Ashe at Grand Slam again on Wednesday, September 21st in Queens, New York. Tickets go on sale, I believe, July 22nd. Yet we haven't gotten any confirmation or of All Out. So I'm still very curious why they didn't announce All Out. I think they're probably waiting for Blood and Guts, maybe. But I need to, hopefully they announce it soon. So then we get a backstage segment with Chris Jericho and Umino, who basically says that Umino has earned his respect, but he really throws a fireball at him like he did to Eddie Kingston. That's us when we have to suffer. That's us when we have to suffer when we see Mina Shafir. All right. Speaking of women's, then we get the AEW Women's World Title match. It's Toni Storm versus Thunder Rosa. I'm thinking of going to Grand Slam. You should. Last year's pay-per-view seemed fun. Last year's Grand Slam seemed fun. So this is one of the matches that did not suffer any changes. Of course, before the start of the match, there was a show of respect between both women shaking hands. I liked when Thunder Rosa was egging on Toni Storm to like hit her. She was like saying, "Come on!" Like that was really cool. Ooh, there was that suplex to Toni Storm on the outside, which looked like it hurt. Like, ouch. But then Toni Storm got Thunder Rosa back with that German suplex on the ring apron. And then she hit it with the hip attack. Like, there was a part of me, no lie, I don't know how you guys feel, but there was a part of me that, like, thought for a second that Toni Storm was actually going to be victorious in this because she was she like bought it to Thunder Rosa. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. Is Toni Storm going to win here? Is she going to end Thunder Rosa's title reign? But no, like, I actually believe that. So I give props to AEW for making me believe that Toni Storm was actually going to win this match. But in the end, Thunder Rosa retained her title, and I'm really happy because I like Thunder Rosa as champion, and I feel like she still has more to show as champion. And then Thunder Rosa gave Toni Storm a sign of respect, but Toni Storm didn't do that. So one of these means she's going to turn heel or something. So next, we get the IWGP United States Championship match. It's Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. This was originally supposed to be Will Ospreay versus Andrade, but Andrade saying that he was not able to compete. Like, he revealed to Lucha Libre Online that he was unable to work with New Japan because Mexican wrestlers who work with AAA could not work with New Japan. It doesn't understand why, and neither do I. But this, to me, was my favorite match of the night, and I was very curious to see how this match would work, and I was not disappointed. Like, this match was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and it ended up being my favorite match of the night. I will say that. So, like, I was super impressed how, like, Orange Cassidy was, like, dodging Will Ospreay at the very beginning. Like, he had his hand in his pockets, and he was, like, dodging every move that Will Ospreay threw at him. And you can see the Bullet Club watching this match in the form of ELP, Juice Robinson, and Hikuleo. So, okay, I know I keep talking about Impact, but sometimes it's okay to compare. So in Impact, there's a situation where Matt Cardona was digital media champion, and he lost that title to Rich Swann, but he held it captive. So this is what Juice Robinson was doing. Like, he was the IWGP United States champion. He was holding that title hostage. So technically, Will Ospreay is a champion. He just didn't have a title to present because Juice Robinson is holding that title hostage. This was the best match of the night. Both guys proved everybody wrong, saying this match was going to suck. I didn't think this match was going to suck. I just thought this match was going to be interesting, and to say the least. But I definitely was impressed by this match. So I really like that Orange Cassidy was just being Orange Cassidy in this match. It was his first, according to commentary, it was his first singles match since his injury. And, like, there is this one spot where, like, Will Ospreay was shoved his hand in Orange Cassidy's pockets, and then he gave the bird. I'm not going to do it on the show, but he gave the bird, and I thought that was so hilarious. At one point, Orange Cassidy drop kicked Will Ospreay. Oh my god, I think another favorite spot in this match that I like was Orange Cassidy was like teasing Will Ospreay with those kicks. He was like teasing him, you know, this typical Orange Cassidy. And Will Ospreay was mad. Like, you could tell he was upset at that. But it was still such a hilarious moment because you could see his face shift from like what the heck? That was hilarious. That was super hilarious. And Orange Cassidy, he hit Will Ospreay with a DDT. Of course, Aussie Open, who accompanied Will Ospreay to this match, was trying to get involved. One of them tried to grab Cassidy's leg, but he took him out. So another spot that I like was when Orange Cassidy was like playing possum, I guess you could say, and like Will Ospreay did this really cool, I think it was like a moonsault. He landed and he did like another one, and it was just really impressive. I was really impressed by this. And then he still hit Orange Cassidy with two cutters, and that wasn't enough. Like, Orange Cassidy kicked out, Will Ospreay kicked out. It was so much back and forth towards the end sequence of this match. There was a part of me that was like, oh my god, Orange Cassidy might actually win this. So, like, Orange Cassidy ended up countering Stormbreaker first. Then he got hit with the second one, and that was it. Will Ospreay was victorious in this bout, and wow, definitely deserved a clap because this was, again, my favorite match of the night, and I was really, really impressed by just how good this match was. Who would have thought Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay would have delivered match of the night, if you ask me? So at the end of the match, Aussie Open, of course, started attacking Orange Cassidy. Roppongi Vice came out to save Orange Cassidy, and then this is how you know I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. Shibata came out and attacked Ospreay and Aussie Open. I don't watch New Japan, so I didn't know who he was. I still don't know who he is. So I didn't mark out. I'm going to be totally honest. I didn't mark out for him. But he was, from what I saw, he seemed good. I'd like to see him more of him, that's for sure. And then Orange Cassidy put his glasses on Shibata. I thought that was really cool. And that's pretty much how the segment ended. All right. So this next match also suffered because of an injury. It was Zack Sabre Jr. was supposed to be versus Bryan Danielson. But unfortunately, Bryan Danielson got injured. And there was speculation as to who was going to be Zack Sabre Jr.'s opponent. Now, there were so many guesses. I thought it was going to be Cesaro. Some people thought it was going to be Gargano. But I was like, it has to be Cesaro. Because I feel like Cesaro fit perfectly. So, Zack Sabre Jr.'s mystery opponent was none other than Claudio Castellini. Yes, formerly Cesaro of the WWE. I was so happy that it was him and he debuted because I was like, Cesaro and Claudio Castellini versus Zack Sabre Jr. was going to be just as good as Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. And I'm sure when that match happens, it's going to be a match of the year contender. That pop from the crowd when Claudio came out was amazing. Yes, and he definitely deserved it. I mean, I feel like he should have been champion in WWE, and he was so wasted by WWE. Should have been world champion at least once, and unfortunately that did not happen. But I cannot wait to see what Claudio Castellini does in AEW. This was just a small preview of what is to come. This was an incredible match. It really was. My only jibe with his debut was, I don't know if I missed it, but I felt like, okay, they pan out to the crowd, and you see the crowd jumping, and I'm like, think to yourself, is it Claudio? Or if it's not Claudio, who else can it be? And then they show Claudio. So I would have really liked to have them shown the round, have Claudio's name, and then show to the crowd, and then have him come out. Because then I was like, I could have marked out too alongside the crowd, but no. So, okay. So this match, I don't even know where to start this match. Okay. So, Claudio immediately went after Sabre Jr. He hit him with the uppercut. Oh, but then at one spot, Claudio went shoulder first into the ring post. Oh my God, I don't know how you guys saw, but I kind of cringed when Sabre was twisting Claudio's foot. Oh my God, it's just not cool at all. Claudio throwing Sabre Jr. into the ring, gut wrench slam to Sabre was pretty cool. Oh, he swung Sabre 6 times. And Sabre at one point countered the sharpshooter. Then Claudio hit him with another uppercut. Claudio, knowing where he was at, put his foot on the rope, and then Sabre kicked Cesaro, and then the Ricola to Sabre Jr. And Claudio Castellini is victorious in his AEW debut. So impressive showing. We do actually have an update on Claudio. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I do apologize for not having it ready. But Fightful Select reported that they've learned the terms of the deal, which is said to be long term, though they're not sure if pen was put on paper yet. Claudio has been training at Flatbacks in Orlando to prepare for his return. AEW had already prepared merchandise and promotional materials for the incoming Claudio. Also, he was seen backstage throughout the night. In addition, Fightful Select was told these weren't the original plans for his debut. We're working to learn more. Thank you to our... Oh, so it seems like he's not officially signed yet to AEW, which is probably why he didn't get the graphic. Claudio Castellini is all elite. I wish we saw the spin to Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah, it would have been really, really cool if we saw like that big spin. It would have been awesome. They're probably saving that. All right. So after this, we had the IWGP title match. It was Adam Cole Baby versus Hangman Adam Page versus Okada versus Jay White for the IWGP World title. So this match, I feel like probably, let me see. Chris's Movies and More says, I just saw just before the stream that they did post Claudio's All Elite announcement post on their Facebook page. So it is official, just as a bit ago. Oh, really? Okay. Well, thanks for the update. I definitely, thank you for the update. I really appreciate that. Okay. So I feel like this match probably was split because I feel like some people might have liked this match and some people might not have liked this match. I mean, Jay White exited the ring after hyping up the crowd and then saw that Adam Cole. I think a lot of people were expecting Adam Cole Baby to turn on Jay White, and he did eventually with, ironically, the move called the Backstabber after he and Jay White did the Too Sweet. Claudio even has a shirt out already on Shop AEW. Yeah. So, So I guess the biggest talking point, actually, one before I get to the biggest talking point, Hangman hitting a moonsault to Adam Cole and Okada was actually pretty cool. And then Okada and Hangman staring at each other was another cool spot in this match. I have to say that elbow to Adam Cole by Okada looked pretty brutal. And then the super kicks to Okada to Hangman by Cole. Okay, so the finish is where things get a little tricky because Okada, Jay White hit the Blade Runner to Okada and yet pinned Adam Cole. So I was a little confused here. Like, let me see. I think Dave Meltzer tweeted out saying that Jay White won the IWGP title match when Okada used the landslide on Cole and White used the Blade Runner and White pinned Cole. Cole was hurt but left under his own power. So it seems like the ending was a little botched. It seems like that because I don't know, like you could see like them checking on Cole after the match. So I don't know if that was the way the match was supposed to end with Jay White pinning Adam Cole Baby. But I don't know, it just seemed like the finish seemed kind of off, and like I felt like I didn't see enough of Okada in this match. I wanted to see more of Okada. I heard he used a Rainmaker. I wanted to see what makes him so special. And I feel like I didn't get enough of that in this match. So I feel like that kind of brought that match down a little bit. But Jay White retained his title. The end of the match fell flat off. It felt like an audible since Cole got hurt. I think Cole was already hurt going into that match. But needless to say, I felt like the match would have been so much more better and probably would have had a better finish if Cole wasn't hurt and if we got to see more of Okada. So that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. Then in the main event, it was the interim AEW World Title match. It was Jon Moxley versus Tanahashi. This match also changed because it was originally supposed to be CM Punk versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. But as we all know, CM Punk unfortunately got injured, and so he did not relinquish the belt. So this is just for an interim title. So I think that Moxley flipped off the crowd. Seriously, like he flipped them off. And then like that flying elbow strike to Moxley looked brutal, if you ask me. Oh my god, Moxley got busted open after Tanahashi stomped on his face. I feel like that might have been a spot where he got busted open. Good match. Mox was bleeding like crazy. Yeah. Not to mention, Moxley sent Tanahashi crashing on the timekeeper's area. Moxley put Tanahashi in the sleeper. and Jon Moxley ended up winning this match. So he is now the interim AEW World Champion. That means somewhere down the line, he's going to have to face CM Punk to crown an undisputed champion. Probably at All Out if Punk is back by then. And Moxley showing respect to Tanahashi. So, it kind of surprises me they didn't put the title on Tanahashi, because if you would have put the title on Tanahashi, you would have gotten the match you would have gotten the match you were supposed to get, which was Tanahashi versus Punk. So I don't understand why they didn't want to put the title, but I guess it makes much more sense. They need someone who's going to be there full time, and Moxley was there. I don't know if New Japan would have allowed Tanahashi to be there full time if he would have won the AEW World title. Now, if they would have just ended the match right there, or even if actually, I should continue. So after the match, Jericho came out and attacked Moxley and Tanahashi. Basically, the Jericho Appreciation Society came out, attacked, and then Claudio came out. He attacked Jericho and he spun Angelo Parker, and that's pretty much how the pay-per-view ends. So I feel like it was an overdone finish. I did not like that ending. It should have just ended with Moxley paying respect to Tanahashi, or even better, I would have liked if Tony Khan and the president of New Japan came out, thanked the crowd for being there for such a historic night, and just would have said that and thanked everybody. I like how they set up for Blood and Guts in the end. You did? I didn't. I just liked it. I get it. I get you're trying to set up for Blood and Guts, but this pay-per-view was a historic pay-per-view. First time ever New Japan AEW show. I get you're trying to build to Blood and Guts, but I just felt like that ending kind of dragged the finish down. You just ended with Moxley and Tanahashi. That's it. It would have been a great, great ending. Or like I said, had Tony Khan and the new president of New Japan come out and thank the crowd and just thank everybody for buying the pay-per-view, and great ending. But no, and I felt like it really brought the show down. A 10 out of 10 best AEW pay-per-view of the year. So I would have given this a Ty Dillinger or a 10 out of 10, but I have to have a couple of criticisms. So again, in the buy-in, the Gunn Club and Max Caster versus the LA Dojo guys, weakest match on the card, if you ask me. And the Fatal 4-Way for the IWGP title match, great. It was a good match, but the finish kind of was like, I feel like Cole was hurt. Forbidden Door 2, if it happens to be in Tokyo Dome, that would be epic. If that were to happen, I would do everything in my power and to be there live at the Tokyo Dome. I hope Forbidden 2 does come next year. Yeah, me too. So with that being said, I would give, and because of the finish, because of this finish, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. If they would have not had the Blood and Guts finish to this, I probably would have given it a 9. But just because of that, I'd have to give it an 8.5 out of 10. My favorite match of the night was Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. But overall, I really enjoyed the pay-per-view. It was definitely worth every penny, except for the fact that the Bleacher Report app kept crashing on me. I hated that. And let me see. Forbidden Door 2 in New York next year. But no, New York gets everything. New York, Chicago, and Texas get everything. Let International and West Coast get some shows, okay? But overall, great pay-per-view. 8.5 out of 10. I'm excited. Definitely. But thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continuing support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow after Monday Night Raw. Bye.